Hi again, folks. In this video, we're going to take a look at all the times in trades we acquired first rounders for just one player. Coming up. All right, let's get on it. This one might take a little longer, so I'm going to get moving right away with it. And here comes the clip. And shout out goes to Neil Flood. He goes, how about a video where we acquired a first rounder for a roster player? How many of those did we win? I'm not going to say who we won. I'll give a quick opinion on each one after I read it. But how many we won really is up to you guys to figure that one out. I will go in order of the timeline, and altogether, Neil, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I think 2 of them, there's an extra piece in there. We'll talk about it when we're there. Let's look at the first one. Here we go. March the 10th, 1980. And Buffalo acquire a first-round pick who became Phil Housley, and we sent over to the LA Kings, Jerry Korab. I don't want to say we won that. I just don't want. Yes, Housley was awesome. Yes, he was. Thank God. But I just can't. I can't, in good conscience, be happy we traded Korab or any of the guys from that big team. You know, it still bothers me. But yeah, of course, getting Phil Housley was just awesome. All right, so we move along to March the 10th, 1981. And Buffalo acquire a third-round pick and a first-round pick who became Tom Barrasso from LA again for Rick Martin. No, I'm not saying we won that again. I refuse. I have my pride. I'll let you guys say it. I'm not. Hey, look, those, at least they worked out, the first rounders. You know, we got Housley, Barrasso. It was part of the new wave of Sabres back in the early 80s. So It is what it is. We of course traded out players, and you know, it just happens. This is the nature of hockey, sadly. Okay, let's go to the next one. The next one is November 16, 1995. We're jumping ahead now. And Buffalo acquire Vaclav Varada, a first-round pick, which became Danny Briere, and a fourth-round pick, and the rights to Martin Spanhel, who I have no clue who that is, and if I did see him play, I have no recollection. And we sent over to San Jose Doug Bodger. So we got a first rounder there for one player. That's why this is in there, even though it's multiple pieces. Okay, this is why Neil, I threw that one in. There's going to be a few like that. Let's keep it moving. Here's the fourth one. Yeah, we lost this one. This one we lost. You can't win trading Dominic Hasek. Jim Slater. No recollection of Jim Slater, to be honest. And, of course, we got Kozlov, who didn't really work out. And we never got that conditional pick. So let me get out of here and forget about that. Yeah, I don't want to talk about trading Hasek. I don't want to talk about it. All right. The fifth one is on February. I don't know if I gave you the date or the other one. The Hasek one was June 30th, 2001. I probably didn't, because I get that bad vibe when I see it. Now we jump all the way, guys, to February 27th, 2012. Here we go. And yeah, Paul Gaustad went for a first rounder. We won that, without a doubt. And I still forget who we got. Doesn't really matter if he was a bust. Getting a first rounder for Gaustad, we won. You know, it's never up to what you draft after when you win a deal, the way I see it. It's what you acquired, okay? And if you mess that up, that's on you. That's not because you lost the deal. That's because you screwed up in the draft. So now where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're already at number 6. Here we go. This is October 27th, 2013. Sabres get a first-round pick, Matt Molson, and a second-round pick for Thomas Vanek. I think that was, that was a good deal. That was a good deal for the Sabres because, you know, times were changing. This is right before we were starting all the tank, though, so how can I say we won anything back then, you know? This is right before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, it's number 7, right? Yeah, here we go. This is February 26, 2018 now. We're getting closer. And we get a conditional first round pick and a 4th round pick for Evander Kane. That one we won because I just wanted to get a first rounder in that deal, I recall. So I say we won that deal. Evander Kane's still a hell of a hockey player, but there was too many problems, with him. Hopefully he stops that in Edmonton, this off-ice attitude. Okay, July 1st, 2018. Yeah, I just want to be sure. Okay, yeah, I got it in the right order. Okay, July 1st, 2018. Here we go. And there's the big one, guys. The one that most Sabres fans cried about for years. Well, we're not crying anymore. And right about at this point, I would say just Tage Thompson 1-for-1 is a fair deal there, But we did get the 2019 first rounder, and we all know who that is, who might not become a Buffalo Sabre, and I'm not going to say his name. And we'll leave that there. And a 2nd round pick, let's not forget. Sobotka and Berglund never really worked out. But my goodness, did Tage Thompson ever work out? My goodness. It worked out for St. Louis. That now is a good hockey trade. Nobody won or lost that trade now. Everybody said we got slaughtered in that trade for years. Look like idiots now, because now they're seeing what Tage Thompson has become. You can't judge a trade so quickly like most people did. My goodness. Too many people just jump right away and say, oh, we got massacred there. And not just Sabres fans, other fans saying we got hammered in that trade. And let's get into the recents, guys. Here we go, July 23rd, 2021. And Risto goes over to Philly, and we get back Robert Hagg, a 1st and a 2nd round pick. Buffalo won this deal. We won this deal, and I'm a Risto fan, and I'm saying that. We won that deal. Absolutely. The reason why we're so deep now is these recent trades. Kevyn Adams, folks, has really set the bar. All right, next one, July 24th, 2021, the next day. And Buffalo send over Sam Reinhart. We get back a 1st round pick and Devin Levi. And everybody was saying, I seen it on my channel, how many people were saying we really didn't do good in that deal. Well, how do you feel now? How do you feel now, Sabres fans? Because our goaltending is set forever with this kid, if he becomes a Sabre, which I think he will, and a 1st rounder. We won that deal. And I had to toss this one in. Here we go. This is November the 4th, 2021. You know what's coming. All right, and here we got Jack Eichel and a 3rd round pick. All right, but I still put it up there because it is just one player, and I just wanted to toss it in there because, looking at it now, it doesn't look so bad. We got Alex Tuch, Peyton Krebs, 1st and a 2nd. And right now, folks, we are looking good. We're looking good with all 3 of those deals now. We are. But overall, if you look at it, and going back on the Briere one, which I might have forgot to mention, okay? Now, the Briere one where we got a 1st rounder for Doug Bodger from San Jose, and that became Danny Briere. And people are going to say, well, how did we get Danny Briere? If we traded for him, how did we draft him? We didn't. 3 months later, Buffalo traded that 1st rounder, okay, and Craig Muni and over to Winnipeg, and we got back Michael Grosek and Daryl Shannon. We got back. So we sent over Muni, a 1st rounder, and got back Shannon and Grosek in a deal. So they acquired the 1st rounder from us. They drafted him. And of course, then we traded out Gratton in the future to get him. So it's just kind of a full circle thing there, So that's it, Neil. Those are the ones I could find and the ones I dug into. And I looked a few times just to be sure that I didn't mess up. Yeah, these are some interesting deals, some interesting memories for me. Losing pieces to that big team in the 70s, for me, really hurts a lot still to this day when I read it, because that team, more than the team in 06, that team back in the 70s should have won a Stanley Cup. They should have won a cup. And it drives me crazy, The problem is after we matured very quickly in 75, then the Habs had their 4-year dynasty, and nobody was going to beat the Habs in those 4 years. What I kept having to live with, regardless of our early exits in the playoffs back then, was that we were the last team to eliminate Montreal in 75. So it just weired me down. It really was one of those things, guys, that drove me nuts. So, but hey, man, it's just the history books. That's it. You know, we just look at it. We make it for what it is. Out of those 11 deals, we won. I'd say we won the majority of them in reality, you know, because we didn't lose out with who we picked. If we would have picked Bus, then it's different. We could say we lost the deal, but I can't say that. When it comes to a deal like this, what did you get back? Forget what you drafted. If you mess up in the draft, that's got nothing to do with what you accomplished in that. If you go and mess it up later, it's kind of like being 5 years sober and deciding to get drunk one night. That's all that is. You know, the accomplishment's there, but if you self-sabotage it, you can't say it was a bad trade then. Doesn't matter who you got in the draft. If you got a bust or if you got a Hall of Famer, it really doesn't make a difference. Really, that's a whole separate video. When I look at something like this, what did we get back? So we got first rounders for Korab and Rick Martin, yes, but my goodness, you know, trading out guys like that just didn't feel right. All right, that's it, guys. That's it for tonight. I'll see you soon. I want to jump on making the small video. I still haven't got it chopped up over in the Rosie channel, so I'm going to be on that too tonight. Have a great night, folks.